Okay, you guys, so I watched a new episode of American Horror Stories, the spinoff, last night, and I gotta give credit where it's due. Now, I could be getting ahead of myself, but that ain't nothing new with me. But I think the writers heard a lot of our complaints from last season, and they gave us an excellent first episode. It gave us backstory on an iconic character from Coven. So now here's where we get into spoilers. So if you go past this part and you haven't seen the episode, this is your own fault. So with that being said, they gave us Spaulding's backstory. So with them giving us Spaulding's backstory, this is exactly what we meant. Give us more mythology on the parent series, American Horror Story. Give us plots on characters that couldn't fit into the main seasons. And that's what they did. So I have to give kudos and credit where it's due. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep up with it. Hopefully they do. The episode was campy. They had witches. They had dollhouses. It was good. And we had a cameo from a young Myrtle Snow. 10s across the board. Okay, so I'm a little late, but I watched a new episode of American Horror Story. And this week, we got to see the comeback of Gabourey Sidibe. This episode gave me very much Black Mirror vibes with a haunted home invasion twist. So pretty much the gist of the story is, spoiler alert, so if you go past this point, this is your fault. They had like this Ring camera device on their door, and it would pick up spirit that were connected to these two, Gabourey and her husband, in life. And I think this was a good filler episode. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would I rate this episode? It was a little slow. I would rate this episode between a 6 and a 7.5 out of 10. You know, it's a solid 6. And Gabourey, of course, her character had like this trauma because as a child she had a home invasion, which the whole notion of home invasion is terrifying. And at first I thought that was going to be the whole theme of this episode, home invasion. But the gist of this episode was pretty much the sins of your past is what you have to answer for now. And it had an excellent twist at the end that I did not see coming. But yeah, episode 2, season 2, a 6. Okay, you guys, episode 3 of American Horror Stories, the spinoff. Once again, these are my opinions. My opinions mean nothing else outside of me. Now, this episode, it gave very much filler episode. It gave some good twists and turns. And let's be real, there were certain points in this episode I was like, where are we going? But also, I love this guy who they be having acting in the show. He is just too cute to me. If I had to rate this episode out of 10 stars, it would be a 5.5. Because like I said, once again, these episodes are not bad, and the acting isn't bad at all. These episodes are just if you get what I'm saying. I don't know, but I will say the killer couple archetype that Bella Thorne and her husband plays, it definitely fits into the world of American Horror Story in the way they, they at times like to idealize the killers. But yeah, I try not to give out any spoilers, but this is definitely one of those episodes that you can have on in the background by itself, and every now and again you'll look up at the TV and it'll catch your attention.